I'm just going to start by saying I've seen you more rowdy than this today. So I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1. I want a massive round of applause. 3, 2, 1! Just want to welcome you all today. I'm going to be with you for the next few hours. My name's Katrina Ridley. You can normally find me on Heart Radio chatting about what Ed Sheeran's doing at the weekend. So it's really nice to be here for a more meaningful cause today. And I wrote some stuff down, but I'm just going to be really honest with you. Like, when I was asked to host this today, I felt like such an imposter. Like, I never cared about any water when I was younger. I didn't grow up by the sea. And water has just changed my life. So I'm a really keen wild swimmer now. Give me a cheer for the wild swimmers. I'm a very amateur but very enthusiastic surfer. Any and very importantly, I'm a boater, and I've been living on my narrowboat for the last 4 years. Here for the boaters! Very nice. But yeah, just to recap for us today. So we're here to demand that the government stop the poisoning of Britain's waterways. Exactly, mate. But we need urgent and decisive action to end polluting for profit. I'm going to need you to be much louder than that. End polluting for profit, everyone! To enforce the law and reform the regulators. Come on, everyone! Before we start, I also want to say, if you've got a placard or a banner, please can you get it up right now? If anyone wants to take a photo, this is like the best opportunity. This is one my friend made. I very much like, I know no one can see it, but the detail's beautiful. So everyone show off your lovely banners now, and maybe for the next sort of hour or so, if we could put down the banners now, just be mindful that everyone else around you can see. But definitely in the cheers and round of applause, I want the banners up. And also, before we get started with our first speaker, just a few little housekeeping rules. If you're on the grass, just be mindful because some bits are quite slippy. Don't want anyone slipping today. But if you do need a medic for any reason, the medics are over there, just to the right of the stage. If anyone can wave at me, who's a medic? People are there, I promise you that much. And if you need the toilet as well, find one of our stewards and they'll help you find the appropriate place to go in a public toilet, obviously. And lastly as well, if you have a dog with you today, lucky, but also make sure you take any waste with you and keep them on a lead, please. I love people getting around inside. Right, before our first speaker, I want that massive, rowdy round of applause, not yet. Like you're down the pub on a Saturday night, it's not a Sunday. I've heard how rowdy you can be, so I'm going to give you a massive 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1! Yes! It's a great energy today, I'm loving this. So right, our first speaker today is very much part of the rowing community. You might have watched her on the telly. Give me a woo! At the Olympics, another woo! I know loads of us were cheering her on for that gold medal, but I am thrilled to introduce not only doctor, but also Olympic rowing champion, Imogen Grant, everyone! Come on!
Wow. I think this breaks the record for the number of people that I have ever addressed at any one time. Welcome, and thank you for being here. We're all here because we care. We care about our rivers. To me, each river is its own ecosystem, not just the wildlife, but the humans as well. Rowers, runners, fishermen, surfers, swimmers, paddleboarders, every single one of us benefits from the rivers that are foundations of our community. I care about our rivers because I'm a rower. I learned to row 10 years ago now, and this summer I became Olympic champion. The That's the pinnacle of my sporting career. But over that decade, I've seen our rivers get worse and worse. I've rowed past nappies floating in the water. I've seen dead fish. When I've capsized, I worried more if I've got the water in my mouth and I was going to get sick, rather than worrying about the fact that my technique was bad enough that I went in the water in the first place. We need to do more to save our waterways, and I'm speaking to the converted already. I'm here because I'm a doctor. Every single day I see people in the hospitals who aren't physically active enough, who are ill, who are sick. If the rivers are polluted, how can we swim in them? If our wildlife isn't good enough, how can we walk next to them, run beside them, enjoy our green spaces and our blue spaces that are so vital for our mental and physical health? It's so important. At the moment, there isn't a single river in the UK that is classed as being in good overall health. That's not good enough. Say it louder. That's right. This year, 3.6 million hours of sewage have been discharged into our rivers. That's not good enough. We're paying for the privilege of getting sick because the water quality is so poor that there's E. coli and pollutants and sewage in every river in the UK. We are paying just for the water companies to line the pockets of those who invest and own them, rather than them improving the infrastructure that would improve our country. Say it with me. That's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
Now, imagine with me a better world. A world where the pipes have been repaired. A world where there's wildlife on every river. We can paddleboard, we can run, we can let our children play in the banks of the river without worry. We can go for a rowing outing. We can swim in the rivers. We can see the trees and the wildlife, the green grass, and maybe a beautiful sunrise above it. This world is possible, and this march is the start of the new momentum, and we need to call on this government to do better, and that starts today. We are stronger together. Say it with me. We are stronger together.
We are stronger together.
Thank you.